Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick, and today guys we're going to be diving down into the charts for Vechain, see what's been going on most recently and what I would expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you have not yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So let's get into this then, guys. So basically, Vechain paired up with USDT on the hourly chart. Binance is our data source. Okay, so following on from yesterday's video, we were talking about a pullback down to 4.546 cent. However, obviously that didn't seem to happen. We actually saw a lot more FOMO than expected here on the back of the Fed announcement. Now, what's really interesting about this is actually leading us up into a slightly deeper correction. I think that is due to come here, so we're going to watch out for that, and I'm going to go through what I'm thinking in a moment. So yeah, essentially a lot of FOMO kicking in here. Definitely not something I want to be getting too involved with. This is all a short-lived move in my opinion, not too dissimilar to what we had seen previously, where basically you see a lot of FOMO surging right the way up and then we collapse all the way back down again. It is possible, however, that we also continue to move up just ever so slightly further before we actually start to see this pull back down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this one here, and we're going to just kind of marry things up here nicely. So we can see here that we have this as a wave in itself. We can see that we went above the 1.382. We actually got rejected from it, and then we're just starting to try to come up towards that 1.618 here. But for the most part, this is looking pretty much like a pretty large ABC move, and there's a lot of overlap. There's a lot of overlap, lots of wicks where the market was basically trying to decide whether we were going to go to the moon or whether we were going to crash down. Ultimately, retail investors didn't really know what to do. There's a lot of FOMO, lots of people kicking in and basically throwing money at green candles, which is never a good idea in my opinion. Basically, you're just kind of chasing the money, and that's not good. We always wait for the retracements and buy the dips. Those are the ones that are the real opportunity. You don't succumb to the FOMO. So let's get into what's actually gone on here then, okay? Because we basically have a large kind of corrective move here. And again, it doesn't actually seem to be falling down all that low rather than this move. It's basically a double bottom, and then we move on up. We have ABC here, we have ABC here, we have a lot of overlap. So I'm thinking this is a basic, pretty much a basic correction that looks like this. So big A, B, and C. Nothing too much here. Now, as I said, I still expect a little bit more of a surge to the upside, okay? And this is, actually, let me just do one additional check, because I can see it as a potential move all the way from over here now as well. So if we take this move and we move this over to our low here, again, see just coming above this area, nothing impulsive about it. So if we were to look at this slightly differently and we were to take all of this noise off the chart and we were to just kind of make it really simple, we would basically draw a big A wave up here, B wave coming down here, and a C wave coming up. So we have a big kind of move like that. And this is kind of then going to be a big bounce if we take a look at it from a slightly larger perspective. So we come back down, we complete this move to 4.6 cent, slight overextension, and then we've moved all the way up here for the bounce, and then we look for the additional waves coming down. Okay, so I'm still expecting Bitcoin to drop down to $34,000, and in doing so, I'm expecting Vechain here to drop down to these low ranges of 4.3, 4.2 cent. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. Let me just clear those ones off because that's no longer valid. Okay, cool. So that kind of gives us an idea that we were in this kind of bouncing move. Now, when I take the stochastic RSI into play and I bring this up here on this hourly chart, we can see that, of course, that we're heading into this oversold area. So I'm still expecting some kind of short-term bounce upwards, but I'm not expecting it to be too much. I'm not expecting too much of any significance here. Maybe we'll get like a 5% move or something like that. Bitcoin's also looking much the same. Now, the 4-hourly, however, is overbought. Okay, the 8-hour is overbought, and the daily is almost overbought. So this is going to be leading us up into a big corrective move coming, okay? We needed to see that daily chart ever move slightly higher, and yesterday we saw exactly that. So essentially, we are looking for these lower ranges to get hit here. I am expecting it to be relatively significant. So if we do move up ever so slightly here, and we pull back down, we are talking about a 25% or so drop here on Vechain. So I am kind of being prepared that this is the accumulation zones that we want. And these are the ones that we want to be buying the dip into, as long as, of course, the waves make sense by the time we get down there. It could also be a little bit lower, and we want to avoid that if possible. We don't want to go too low. Now, when we come up into our daily view and we just bring this back down again, I kind of went through this yesterday. All of this is all corrective. I do think that the bigger correction is over at about 3.9 cents. We do want to keep hold of that. If not, then all of this is likely to come down significantly lower, and we want to avoid that. So we'll make sure that we're on the right side of all of this. But essentially, it's an ABC structure coming up during 2020 and 2021, corrections late 2021, early 2022, and then a good surge coming on up here. And basically, what we're looking for is that next ABC correction, pattern to go in the upward direction. As I said previously, an 86% discount is where we were from the all-time high down to this low point. I think was February, about 3.9 cent, and now, is that enough discount? Do we want the 90%? Do we want 95%? And ultimately, we want to start thinking about where we want to start dollar cost averaging, right? If this is a bear market, which by most people's standards they will classify it as such, then where do we want to be buying? We want to be buying when we've got this kind of level of discount. 85% or lower, in my opinion, is a fantastic place to be thinking about dollar cost averaging. And, that's kind of where Vechain is around about. So do watch out for this next pullback. I think it's going to be significant, and I think it's going to be one of those last opportunities to really scoop up another dollar cost average opportunity ahead of another big surge to the upside. Okay, so really want to make sure that we're on the right side of all of that. Okay, so just watch the space. I am expecting pretty big things here for Vechain in both the downward direction and the upward direction. And it will pretty much be following Bitcoin. So I'm expecting a small surge up on the hourly, but nothing too much. And I'm expecting a much bigger pullback down when it comes to this daily chart. And of course, the 8-hour and the 4-hour, I am expecting, to see 4.2 cent, etc. come on down. So really good stuff to be had there. So guys, I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.